So this course is designed all in one practical approach of GRC. So basically, see, if you go to browse some certification like CISA, CISM or CRIS, those or ISO 27001, there will be a bit and piece into that particular GRC training. Here, what we are trying to cover is all aspects of GRC. So I will just walk you through. So basically, we'll give you a basic understanding in today's session to just get you up to the speed about GRC. So GRC is divided into three parts. One is governance, one is risk, which you call it as also risk management. Another is called compliance. Okay, so governance is nothing but set of rules, okay, and policies, and also the processes which part of the organization. So that comes under governance. Governance, okay. Risk management is nothing but helping businesses to identify risk, performing different kinds of risk assessment, getting where the gap is, then putting the remediation control in place to mitigate those gaps. That is called risk management. And compliance is nothing but fulfilling or act to following different sets of rules or regulation. For example, any kinds of compliance like stock, surveillance, Oxley, the compliance financial. So the companies which are listed in New York Stock Exchange, they should compliance with stock. There is something called ISO 27001. So basically, you have to compliant with those standard ISO 27000. If you are in a payment card industry, you have to compliance with PCI DSS, which is Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. So I'm just giving you overview. No need to worry. We will get deep into what exactly governance is, what exactly risk management is, what exactly the compliance is, what are the different compliance according to different industry. So after this course, you will able to define what exactly the governance is, how you perform risk assessment. You also understand what compliance requirement for an ISO, for PCI DSS, for GDPR, for California Consumer Act. So all those will touch upon, as well as the HIPAA, like which is Healthcare Industry Portability Act, Accountability Act. So you will come to know, you will understand all those factors as well. So this is how this course has been designed. So basically, when you said GRC, many people are like confused what exactly the GRC means. Okay, so GRC is nothing but a framework or a structure which align with which align your IT with business goal while managing the risk. Okay, so basically there are different risks within IT, within cyber. So you have to dig into that. You have to compliance with different regulatory standards. So for example, there is an ISO 27001. It talk about ISMS, Information Security Management System. Okay, this is a base standard. There is something called NIST Cyber Security Framework. Okay, which is like National Institute of Technology has designed cybersecurity framework which has different core, different principles, different domains under that. So you have to compliant with that. You have to perform risk assessment. You have to understand your particular sector belongs to which industry belongs to which sector. So for example, you are from a pharma, so HIPAA is applicable for you. For example, you are a financial institute, then SOX is applicable for you. Then how you will so at a part of governance, how you will build policies, how you will build rules, how you write policy for the company, how you define three tier architecture, first line defense, second line defense, third line defense. What is your role as a part of GRC? Okay, that is more important. Like if you after this course, if you want to clear the interview, if you really want to get placed into a company which is more into an IS audit or GRC or cybersecurity risk assessment, so you should know practical approach more as compared to the theory approach. So as part of this course, when we understand in detail what exactly the governance is, what exactly the risk management is, what exactly the compliance is, you will understand more detail, you will get more hands-on, you will get more understanding of risk assessment, control testing, audit, implementation of framework, implementation compliance with different frameworks. So so this is what the basic about GRC, and there are different tools which is used. For example, Archer is a world leading tool which is used for a risk register, used for risk management, used as in a repository, inventory management. So I will just this is just a basic understanding of GRC. Okay. As of now, you might be like struggling with understanding or grasping everything. So don't worry about it. This is just an introduction. Okay. So this entire course is divided into 8 modules. Okay, from module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5, module 6, Module 7, Module 8. Okay. So the question is, how we will cover this? Okay. This will be 32 hours training with practical approach where you have to also invest time after training as well to perform some practical whatever the assignment will be or case studies will be. So it will be beneficial for you to get a hands on. So during the training we also give you practical approach, but after the training there will be some kinds of case studies assignments. It's up to you whether you want to get your hand more dirty. You can perform those case studies, but if you don't have time or you are lagging with the time, it's fair enough because we all are professionals. So there is no strict classroom kind of thing, you homework kind of thing. So basically this 8 module, I will just walk you through how it will look like. Okay. So first 3 modules is all
Okay.
about basic understanding of governance, risk management and compliance. So you will get hands-on on writing policies, understanding three line of defense, drafting target operating model, okay, how to perform risk assessment, key terminology of risk, what is vulnerabilities, what is threat, how you define risk, then practical approach of creating risk register, how to do third party risk assessment, how to monitor KPIs, key performance
Okay.
indicator, how to monitor KRI. So this is very high level kind of thing. I will give you touch base on different compliance requirements. For example, payment card industry, PCI DSS. For example, SOC 1, SOC 2, service organization controls, then Surveillance Oxley SOC, then ISO 27001, then GDPR, then HIPAA, then ITGC. So we'll cover everything here with the practical approach. So there are few areas where we have a practical in domain 1 and domain 2, model 1 and model 2. So if you see risk register has a practical approach, risk assessment, you'll get practical approach. Okay. But this is more theory kind of thing where we will cover in 1 or 2 sessions because the base is important before we start the foundation is important before we start the building. So basically this is just a foundation module. Then there will be module 4. Okay. So basically from module 4, it's all about implementing. It's all about like all everything will be practical from here onward. Okay, so you will see the Excel file. You will also perform the activity which I am performing, and you will able to clear interview after this particular exercise. So, for example, if you are going for an ISO lead auditor, you will crack the interview. If you are going for service organization control SOC SME, okay, you will crack the interview because here is just not a theory part. Here we will dig into it, we'll prepare report, we will perform testing, we will see what the compliance requirement is, what are the clauses, what are the what are the controls, how to test those control, what is test of design, what are test of effectiveness, what is the time period, what are the trust service criteria, what is CIA triad, what is complement user entity control, how NIST CSF framework should look like, what methodology we use, how to crack the interviews, how to be confident in the interviews. Not only that, but how to write a resume saying that you have implemented NIST cybersecurity framework. We will get at that level. Okay. So basically, this fourth module is about ISO, lead auditor and lead implementation, where we'll see scoping, clauses, gap assessments, risk registration, risk remediation. Then there is something called statement of applicability. Okay. So in ISO, statement of applicability is nothing but all the controls, okay, across 4 domains. So basically there is people, process, organization. So these are 4 technologies. These are 4 domains and there are 97 controls. We'll go to each and every control during the live lecture. How to test that control, why it is important, in which clause it comes, how if my organization or any organization want to compliant with an ISO standard, what what they should start with, how to do gap assessment, how to maintain risk register, how to perform remediation action, what control should be scope in case the scope out, what will be the explanation, how to write those explanations. Everything will be covered in module 4 for ISO 27000. Now there is something called SOC, Service Organization Control. Okay, so basically whenever you outsource something, that does not mean you have outsourced the risk. So basically, for example, you are a company called Google, and Google has outsourced their security to XYZ company or data center to XYZ company. That does not mean Google has outsourced the risk. Google has outsourced the thing, but risk is still Google. They have just transferred the risk to third party. Now, from that third party, we should get an assurance report or attestation report. That is called service organization control report. Okay. So what are the key terminology? What are the standard? What PCOB says? What is trust service criteria? So basically in CIA, confident CIA triad, we have only three principles: confidentiality, availability, and integrity. In trust service criteria, we have security and privacy. Okay. And this report, how this report looks like, you will create your own report, how to draft management assertion, how to write my management system description, how to test controls, what is complementary user entity control. All this cover in this model. I know for you guys it must be sounding and jargon, but trust me, after this training, you will be well versed with all this terminology and you will be able to clear all the interviews. You will be able to write in your resume that you have performed this as a practical, even you not perform in real, but as part of this case studies, you will able to write that. Then there is module 6. Okay. Module 6 is about NIST CSF 2.0. It's the latest version. Previously it was 3.2, 1.0, now it's 2.0. So what are the core? So basically identify, protect, detect, respond, governance. So this is what five core category of NIST. Out of that, there are total 118 controls. So trust me, you will cover 180 controls along with me, and you will remember at least at least 50% of those control while clearing the interview. And after implementing this cybersecurity framework, there is something called scoring method, where your organization sits. Based on that, you can define your organization tier one, tier two, tier three. So tier one, tier two, tier three, this is how you can perform the risk rating. That is called preparing heat map. Okay, as a GRC, you should know that how to prepare heat map, how to prioritize risk, where the area there is a gap, where the area there is a remediation required. So this is about module 6. Okay. Module 7. So this is very much into data privacy. So basically nowadays data is also data privacy, data protection is also part of what you call is a it's a data is a new oil. So everyone wants to secure their data. As a GRC consultant, you should protect data. Okay, there are different compliance which we already not covered for SOC or SOC and ISO 27000 in previous module. We will cover here. What are SOX stand for, what is SOX 404, what is SOX 4302, how you perform SOX testing. And then there is a PCI DSS, okay, Payment Card Industry Data Standard. So basically, what are 12 requirements of PCI DSS? How AOC look like, how ROC look like. So AOC is nothing but attestation of control, and then ROC report of control. So basically, AOC, ROC will all will be covered as a part of PCI DSS. Then there is something called data privacy lifecycle management. So there are total 97 principles and 11 chapter under GDPR. Similarly, we have a Consumer Privacy Act. So basically, what is data controller, what is data processor, how to do data protection impact assessment, why as a GRC professional you should know about data. Everything will be covered here, and it is also a practical approach. Then there is something called ITGC. So basically, ITGC is nothing but an IT general control testing. So what are four domains of ITGCs? Under those four domains, what are the controls? How you perform scoping? How you perform testing? What are the sample guidance? As a GRC professional, what you should know while facing an audit? As GRC professional, when you're performing review, what you should know? How to do scoping? How to do this scoping? All those things will cover here. Then there is something called Module 8. Okay. So as a part of Module 8, there will be a certification roadmap. So for example, you want to be an GRC professional. So which certification are important for you? There can be an ISO 27001, from where to do, how to manage, how to clear those exams. So roadmap of that. Then there will be CISA, there will be CSAM, there will be, if you want to go in a privacy domain, so you can go for CIPP, EUS or CIPM, so all those kind of things as a privacy manager. Then there will be an interview preparation. What there will be a one or two mock interview, one to one. So whatever we have covered so far, I'm a part of interview panel. So basically, I will give you glimpse what. So for example, if I want to ask about identity access management, you must be knowing in cloud like how identity access management works. But I will give you some questions. What is federation policy? How you configure identity access management? What is RBAC, role-based access management? What is MAC, mandatory access control? So basically, all these things will cover in the interview preparation. So whatever will cover access management, change management, incident management, BCPDR, backup, restoration, why backups are important in case of ransomware attack, in case of, so all those will cover as a part of section module 8. Okay. Then this is overall about GRC. So once you complete all this, you no need to consider anything. Then after that, uh, that is one more slide. So what are the bonuses along with this? Okay, so I will give you ISO 27001 statement of applicability, sample testing, risk register about ISO 27001. I will give you whatever we have covered. We will give you the two Excel tool where you can prepare Excel, you can do the risk heat map sheet. Then there will be a study material if you want to prepare for any of this exam including CIPPE as well. I will provide you the guidance. I will provide you the study material which you want to clear. Then there will be a SOC 1, SOC 2 sample report because we are going to cover SOC as well, service organization control. And the bonus prize AI governance. So AI is a new topic now. Okay, so how you will build governance around AI. Okay, so there are key factors about AI. So basically, the risk related to AI is accountability. Who is accountable? Then there will be a risk of biasness. So basically, it's an AI, it's an artificial intelligence. It does not have any emotions. So might be based on the data, it can be go biased. So basically, this kind of risk, how to use ethically AI. So all those risks will be covered under an AI governance. So it will be like 4 or 5 pages overview and how you can implement governance over AI and cloud. So basically, this will be the bonus after this training. So this is all about the training where you'll get practical approach. You will dirty your hand in real life, in real time. Okay. And this you can mention in your resume. We will prepare your resume accordingly. I will help you to prepare that as well. I will provide you sample resume. I will say what are the domains you have to cover, like change management, incident management, how you can build a governance, how you perform risk assessment, how to prepare risk register in a practical approach, how to get compliance with different standards like ISO, NIST, SOC, SOC, HIPAA. We'll touch upon all the compliance standards which are required in the market to get the job.